What's up, homies? What's up, homies? Let me get the pop-out chat going. What's up, D-Rock? What's up, Ice Hedge? What's up, David? What's up, Ismatic? Devian? How's everybody doing today? Thank you, Wizard. Thanks, D-Rock. It's my birthday, everybody. The big 21. Something like that. I'm not actually 21, chat. Birthday's all right. Moon went in front of the sun. Wii U's getting shut down. Wii U stuff's getting shut down. Kind of weird. $22.18. Imagine. Shit, I wish I was 22. I'm at I was at something like 90% totality for the eclipse, so you know, decent view. Though like the difference between like high 90% totality and like 100% totality is like massive. So, you know, is whatever. Where can I send birthday money? If you guys want to, neontherocks.com. neontherocks.com. I'm not just chilling here for you guys to you know, give money or give gifts, but you know, if you're interested, neontherocks.com, you can do just like a direct contribution. Don't like calling it donations because I'm not a charity, but you can do direct. You can just like just give money, you know, as a gift, or you can sign up for memberships, or pick up some sick overlays, or get the soundtrack 11 seconds ago. The Code Zodiac soundtrack you just heard an excerpt from. Thanks, Sokita? Sochiata? Something between those two pronunciations. And you're welcome, fake voice. I gotta admit something today, guys. I gotta admit something. I don't know what the next video is gonna be. I don't know what video to do for this week. I'm sitting on the Sonic CD video and I'm thinking about doing that one. I've got a solid idea for that one, and just gotta start writing it. But I don't know if I want to do that one for the next video, you know? I kind of like the idea of spacing them out a little bit more. Doing one every like 3 weeks. But I did get a sick photo of the eclipse. I went into my phone's like hold up, my girlfriend's texting me. Sorry about that. So I did get a pretty decent photo, or some pretty decent photos of the eclipse. I set my phone's like pro photo mode. I sent like all of the exposure settings all the way down, and then just like I sat under kind of an awning, so I wasn't looking at it, and I just stuck my phone up and took a picture. And the sun is just a white spot, or the eclipse itself is just like a white spot. Like, it doesn't really look like an eclipse, but the reflection, there's like a lens flare, and the lens flare is a cool little like half moon shape. It's dope. And it got pretty dark. Got pretty dark here. Like, it was practically, I mean, it was like, you know, it was a couple hours after noon, but it was like the early morning. It was the lighting of like early morning, but like super cloudy. But also it was like super diffused, so it was like no shadows, you know? It's crazy. Code Zodiac is a game that I created the soundtrack for. It's an indie game on Steam. That I did the soundtrack for with the developer's a buddy of mine. I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. It's been a good birthday so far. Went out to dinner with my girlfriend last night. Spent the weekend with my family. Was able to get last week's video done on Friday, so I was able to do that. It's pretty dope. What are some other ideas? So here's the thing. So I've got basically like, I've got 3 different like paths of videos right now, right? Number 1 is the like motivational Sonic videos, right? It's the playing Sonic while talking about something like, you know, philosophical. Those seem to be doing pretty well. You guys seem to be enjoying them. Those are kind of the go-to right now. So Sonic CD is up next, but I'm trying to hold off on that one because I want to, you know, probably space those out a little bit more, since I have, you know, the 3 different kind of, what do you call them? Like different ideas I could go with. The second thread is whatever videos I feel like making. So like last week, that was the thread I kind of went on. I was like, I really want to just make a cool video about like secret stuff in different Sonic games, and then I narrowed it down to Sonic 1 because I was starting to write the video, and just talking about Sonic 1 was taking up a huge part of the script. And I was like, I can make this its own video. So I'll make I might make something about like that about the other couple of Sonic games. But I'm trying to find a way to make those. I'm trying to find a way to make those like fun videos and tie them into kind of the channel as a whole. So obviously, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog, number 1. Number 2, talking about not just like, you know, top 10 like cool secrets in Sonic. Number 1, you go to Marvel Zone and there's a one up there. That's cool. But like talking about like the philosophy of game design and how it's like, you know, you can when we go on our creative pursuits, you don't have to just make everything a product that's like accessible to everybody and just everybody's going to understand everything and you over explain everything. You can throw stuff in that's missable, that the certain people who do catch it are gonna appreciate it. You know, that adds a lot of depth and personality to what you create, like taking those approaches. Then there's the third thread, which is I want to start creating more content about helping you guys to be creators, like hard skills, maybe stuff like video editing, stuff like creating thumbnails, different things like that. But right now I'm in a place where I don't know exactly how I want to approach that, because I started writing a video today. I even made the thumbnail. You guys want to see the thumbnail? I made the thumbnail already. I'll pull it up in full screen. You guys can see it in this little spot here. But I was like, why don't I just make a video like how to start a YouTube channel? You know, like how, like where to start, you know, where to begin. Where is the thumbnail? Here it is. You guys can see it here. You know, how to start on YouTube. Something like this. But it was one of those things where I started writing it, and I was going through different things like, you know, here's kind of, you know, the you know, picking between whether or not you're going to do it as a business or as a hobby. You know, all the software you're going to need, you know, getting a camera set up, getting an audio, getting a microphone set up. You know, some kind of like tips for first time YouTubers, things like that. Little things that I've picked up over time, like, you know, pick the title and the thumbnail before you make the video, so that you know how to package the video, and you can make sure you're not creating clickbait because you're creating a video that is tied to a title and a thumbnail already. But then like I started to go like, okay, well now, like, what are some videos? So something I always do is I will always like get like the core idea of a video down, and then I will branch out, and then I'll start like looking at other videos and other people who have done similar things for inspiration. So for example, on this video, I watched a video called, it was called like, if I were going to start a YouTube channel in 2024, here's how I would do it, or something like that. And it was like I wrote that video. It's like I took the notes and the script that I was writing, and I went back in time and gave it to this person, and that made this video. It was like the exact video I was wanting to make. And I was like, well, shit. Because now it's like, well, why make this video if it's not going to provide anything? How can I, like, I don't know that I really have anything of value that sets me apart from, like why watch my video on this when that, you know, 500,000 people or however many 100,000 people have already watched this one. So I was like, okay, back to the drawing board. So now I'm thinking maybe because it's tough, because I know a lot of people that have joined the community and subscribed are maybe new to YouTube and are just getting started. But at the same time, I don't necessarily want to just focus on making things that only people who just started YouTube are going to appreciate, because most people who are online watching YouTube videos about how to make a YouTube channel or how to be successful on YouTube, whatever that means to them, they're going to have watched 100,000 videos already about how to do that. And so it's like, well, do I even make videos about the hard skills then? Because I had an entire channel about video editing and it never went anywhere because I wasn't teaching people anything that they couldn't learn somewhere else. So I'm wondering what to do there. I may just hold out on that until I get the resources together. I'm putting together kind of a better editing guide than I think is out there. And really just like trying to do it better. So that's taking some time though, and so that can't be this week's video. So now I'm in this weird place where I like don't know exactly what video I want to do for this week, because I don't think it's gonna be this one. Even though I spent like an hour today making this thumbnail, I don't know that I'm gonna make this video. So let's see. Let me catch up on chat since I ranted about that for a while. Thanks for all the happy birthdays, everybody. Thumbnail looks great. Thank you. I really like this thumbnail. I just don't know that this video is going to be... I just don't know that a video like this would be valuable, you know? What's up, Javas? What's up, Haya? Thanks for the happy birthday. Mystical Chow. We grab like 2 or 3 fans and document you helping them make their first niche content. This way, alongside of giving advice, we see like the fruit. Don't know that I can do that in a week. That would be like a long-term That would be like I would do that like over the course of like months. And I don't know that I'm really in a place to like do that kind of thing right now. I could do a video like how to pick a niche on YouTube or something like that, but again, I don't know that I really can. Because I don't know, because these soft skills videos that we're talking about, you know, that are motivating or, you know, whatever. Those you can set to video games, and you can tie in with the discussion of video games, because you don't necessarily have to like demonstrate anything on screen, like for when you're just like chatting about philosophy, right? Versus like a video about video editing. I can't really just like talk about video editing while like playing a video game. It's different, unless I like really make it some like convoluted and clever thing, and I'm just it's not something I'd really just have the focus for right now, you know. All the game secrets for Sonic 2. See, Sonic 2 doesn't have as great like secrets and stuff as Sonic 1. Like I was initially, I might do like Sonic 2, 3, and CD all together as one video, but more motivational Sonic videos, please. Those will be coming, obviously. But that's not all I want to do. I don't want to like limit myself to just that. Because that's my problem, Haya, is that right now, like I've got all these ideas for like the Sonic CD video and the Sonic 3 and Knuckles video. But I don't necessarily want to just like blow my load on those, get all of those ideas out and then be stuck with none, you know, trying to fill in the space. What font is this? This is Gotham font. It's called Gotham. It's my go-to font for just about everything. Subtitles, thumbnails, things like that. But anyways, that's the big conundrum today, is picking a video, because I got to get started on it, because it's got to come out this week, right? Trying to do weekly videos now, so I gotta kind of pick the topic by the end of the day. I'm thinking, if I can't think of absolutely anything, I'll do the Sonic CD video, but could make a video to point to about the Gary V Jeepers Peepers grift. Again, other people, I like for JP, I've just been sending people to ContraPoints and some more news. And Gary V, it's like, geez, where do I even start? Thought Slime has a pretty good Gary V video, and no, what's funny is no Gary V nerds have come to his defense, which is kind of funny. Nobody in the comments was like, Gary, you talk bad about Gary V. Gary V is great. Zero of those. Absolutely zero. There might have been one person who was like, there were like maybe a couple people who were like, you know, JP and Gary V are not that bad. But nobody specifically came to the defense of Gary V. But like fucking probably like literally maybe 100 comments, more than like 100 comments were about Jordan Peterson. Being like, what's the deal with Jordan Peterson? I think he's pretty good. It's like, have you watched anything he's made in the last fucking 3 years? What's the next motivating you to be your best person video you're gonna make? It's so Sonic CD is gonna be about overcoming the self, essentially. You know, thematically, you know, the thumbnail will be like Sonic and Metal Sonic, right? So. It's not just about taking the time, Die, because like I'm confident I can write that video and make it in a week. I'm pretty confident that I could get that video done this week. It's more a thing of if I make the Sonic, if all I'm doing is talking about philosophy and playing through Sonic games, I'm gonna run out of philosophical topics and Sonic games sooner rather than later. And then like, where do I go from there? You know? Then that's all people are gonna expect from me. It's kind of already all people expect from me. So it's like, ugh. My worst enemy is me. That's gonna be something like the title, BandClam. It's gonna be like, overcome your worst enemy. And the thumbnail will just be like, you. Or something like that. I don't know. Pressures of being a content creator. That's not terrible. Motivational stuff to Metal Gear Solid. I actually probably could. Those games take me only about, the Sonic games as I'm going through these, recording these for these motivational videos, whatever you want to call them. These philosophy videos. The Sonic games are only taking me about an hour to get through, and the Metal Gear Solid games only take me about an hour and a half. So, could probably do motivational stuff for the Metal Gear games as well. Yep. Pressures of being a content creator. I could probably work with that, but I gotta turn my fan on. It's finally starting to get to be warmer. Thank you, Plague Bringer. This is Code Zodiac. You can purchase this soundtrack. NeonTheRocks.com. Be a great birthday gift to me if you purchased it. I've got a video of speedrunning Metal Gear Solid. It's I was one of the first. I think I was the first person really to upload a run, upload a full run to YouTube that had the Boba skip. See a phase? That's cool, SOS. Glad to hear you're giving it another shot. Yeah, it's on my channel. It's what is it? Yeah, Metal Gear Solid speedrun with Boba skip. All bosses easy in 1:29:35. It's one of the earliest videos on my channel. It's between the it breaks up the old what do you call them? It breaks up the old music videos. That's what they're called. Where's my chat box? There it is. I am not worried about the future of Sonic. And no, I have not played the 06 remake. Looks kind of sick though. I think Sonic is in best place as a franchise. It's in the best place it's been in a long time. Thanks, Random. I have indeed. I don't actually have all three, because Metal Gear Solid 1 is the Master Collection version is fucking terrible. But I've got Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3. Master Collection versions, mostly because of the mods and the 4K support, which they don't actually have 4K support. You have to mod those in as well. But now that they've patched 2 and 3 a couple times and they have mod support, the PC Master Collection versions are definitely the definitive versions now. That's just a rumor, Mr. Cat. That was like a leak that was debunked. So now it's just like back to rumor status. Sonic Lost World looks cool. Like, you see gameplay of Lost World and you're like, damn, that looks like a decent Sonic game. Why do people like not like it? And then you play it and you're like, I get it. Sonic Lost World, like Sonic's moveset is fucking really cool. Some of the visuals are actually like decent. Like some of the level like concepts look cool. It looks kind of like Mario Galaxy-ish, you know, which was a you know, good game. Then you play it and it's like, wow. Number one, this feels like a game made for kids rather than like a game that's kid friendly. You know what I mean? Thanks, Sam. Appreciate you, brother. And then like the story's god awful, which I mean it's a Sonic game, right? But I mean even you know Sonic Colors has a pretty bad story, and Sonic Lost it clears Sonic Lost World fucking 6 days out of 7. I don't know. 9 times out of 10. Only really Sonic Forces has a worse story. But then, what else? I mean, the stages are too, the fun stages are too short. The not fun stages are too long. The whole game is maybe like 3 hours worth of gameplay. How much? I did a playthrough on stream. What's my playtime in that game? 6.1 hours. So longer than I thought, but still not a very long game. Not a whole lot of content there. And even though it looks fun to control, even though the moveset is cool, the controls are actually kind of stiff, and a lot of stuff doesn't translate as well as you'd hope. Found myself caring less and less about new releases these days. Same. I haven't cared about a new release since Superstars, and before that Frontiers, and before that basically nothing. I don't get excited for new games these days. I am excited to play one day Baldur's Gate 3. But number one, I can't really justify buying it unless I play it like on stream or for content. And I don't know what content I would make with that game. What Sonic game do you feel has the best story? Sonic 3 and Knuckles. 100%. Sonic Adventure 2 is decent. I do like the way that the stories are interconnected. The translations are kind of ass. And it really only works as like a self-contained thing. It really doesn't work. It loses a lot of its impact when you consider, you know, Shadow coming back after his supposed death and things like that. It also has like the most evil Eggman like in any Sonic game, and then like at the end of the game he just like stops being evil for some reason and just like goes back to being like goofy Dr. Eggman and is like no longer wants to destroy the Earth. And like I've never really understood Eggman's arc in that game. Sonic game do I feel has the most wasted potential? Ooh. I don't know. I might say Lost World. 06 is up there. 06 is up there. Silver is fucking badass. It could have been, you know, the Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Adventure 3 rather, that everybody wanted. But, you know, didn't quite. Wasted potential. Wasted potential. Yeah, Lost Worlds is up there. Well, honestly, time will tell. It could be Frontiers. If they abandon what Frontiers has established, if they like never go back to making open zone or anything like that, if they abandon everything that they built with Frontiers, then that would probably be my answer. It's probably Frontiers. But assuming they take what works with Frontiers and incorporate it into the next game and improve upon it, then I don't think so. I think it'll be, you know, fine. But happy birthday, Neat. Love your challenge videos, man. That I don't get much of that these days. Thank you, Samir. The jank of the adventure games is quite good. Adventure games have good jank, for the most part. They have fun jank. Sonic 06 is like bad jank. Adventure is like good jank, you know. Best song from the Sonic series? Live and Learn. Come on. Discounting, okay, let's say like non-Crush 40. Probably Rusty Ruin from Sonic 3D Blast. Genesis or Saturn version? Yes. He plans to do more Zelda stuff. I actually do have an idea for a Zelda video. But I'll give you a hint, it's too close. It's too similar to the one I just made about Sonic 1. So. Thanks, Typhon. Appreciate everybody stopping in, saying happy birthday. It's quite nice. Yeah, maybe one day, D-Rock. Maybe one day. I do actually have Tears of the Kingdom, and I've never played it. So maybe one day I'll do maybe one day I'll stream it. The best YouTuber that makes Sonic content. Who else? In reality, probably Frank. Though Frank doesn't want to be a Sonic tuber, right? So I don't know. I'm like a Mega G Wolf OG. Mega G Wolf is pretty dope. Game Cage is pretty hype. He's been on the rise, and he's been kind of becoming like the face of Sonic Tube lately. He's a pretty cool guy. I do think hypersonic should be in more Sonic games. I think more non-super transformations are welcome. I'm cool with no more hypersonic if they just bring in more like super style transformations. And like incorporate them into gameplay and not just make them a 2-second cutscene like this fucking Cybersonic or whatever you want to call him. My day's been all right. It's been mostly spent making thumbnails and throwing around ideas for YouTube videos, and none of them sticking. So not exactly the most fruitful, but other than that, day's been good. Everybody's wishing me a happy birthday. Quite nice, you know. Type of sandwich? Type of sandwich? What are the different types of sandwiches? Wave Ocean's fine. Dragon Road's okay. Definitely a bit of a hot take, but good songs. Good songs. Is it GIF or GIF? All right, what's with the y'all are doing the goofy Q&A shit. Most underrated Sonic moment. Underrated moment. Huh. That's one I'll have to think about. Underrated Sonic moment. So it can't just be like the best moment. It has to be the one that's specifically underrated. And that's tough. Because like all the best Sonic moments are like properly rated, right? That's one I'll really have to think about. I don't know that I can answer that one off the top of my head. Which birthday would you rate as your best birthday you've had? Ugh. I don't know. Last year, or no, sorry, 2 years ago, today was the day that Sonic 2 came out in theaters. That's pretty dope. That was, you know, it doesn't get much better than that. Like, let's be real. I'll remember that one for a long time. As far as best birthday I've had, you know, they're all good. Probably the one where I was born. Probably the one where I breathed for the first time. Underrated Sonic moment. That's still bothering me. I gotta say, probably... I don't know. This is this scene is well appreciated, so it's probably properly rated. But probably, if I had to pick one for the most underrated Sonic moment, I would probably say kind of the climax of Hero Story in Sonic Adventure 2, where it's after Crazy Gadget, where Sonic shows up with Tails to save Amy from Eggman. Eggman's fucking pointing a gun at Amy's head, and they try to pull one on Eggman by giving a fake emerald. trading a fake emerald, and it ends up capturing Sonic in like this capsule. And the only negotiating power they have is the Chaos Emerald. And then Eggman like says something. Eggman, we learn in Dark Story that Eggman knows that they have a fake Chaos Emerald. And all Eggman has to do is confirm that the emerald is fake, and he can just launch Sonic and the emerald out into space. Because he's got him dead to rights. And so then Tails says, "How did you know the emerald was the fake?" He goes, "Because you just told me, Fox Boy." And Sonic's like, "Tails, you fucking idiot!" Like that shit is the biggest like, oh shit. That's probably the most underrated, but a lot of people appreciate that scene. So like, I don't know, that's pretty up there in terms of great scenes, but it's also like probably properly rated. So I don't know that I right now I'll say it's the most underrated because people don't talk about it that often. Most underrated birthday moment. I don't know. I don't know that I have a underrated birthday moments. Sorry about that, Urticate. I didn't know today was your gym day. My favorite Sonic game is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Oh, show. If you had to put me on an island with just one video game, if I had to be like stuck on an island with just one video game, it'd probably be Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Do you ship Sonic with Amy? Do you even care about Sonic ships? I ship Silver with Blaze. Sonic with Amy. That's about it. There are I do have hot takes on like underrated ships though. Metal Sonic and Amy, underrated ship. Let's see. Shadow and Rouge, underrated ship. Knuckles and Blaze, underrated ship. Shadow and Cream is the opposite of a fun ship. Cream is just a weird ship because every other character, you know, it's already weird to ship Sonic characters when a lot of them are like canonically children. But at least most of them have like qualities of their characters that like isn't just them being a child, but like Cream's whole entire character is that she's a child. So like shipping her with anybody is just kind of whack. Big and Froggy, classic. Yeah, Shadow's 50, years old, or whatever. But it's like saying Philip J. Fry is like, 1,000, 1,030 or whatever. It's like, He was frozen. He was frozen for 1,000 years, and he's 30. Shadow is in undistinct age. He was frozen for like 50 years. Underrated, most underrated Sonic Adventure, Sonic moment in general. Sonic Adventure 2, the very first cutscene of Dark Story. Dr. Eggman walks into, a thing, and he puts in a password, and the password is Maria. And you see he presses 3 buttons, and he sounds it out with the 3 syllables, and even the subtitles say the 3 different syllables. And that's because in Japanese, it would be the 3 syllables. And in English, they just kept that for some reason instead of Maria. Or even him saying Maria, like and making 5 button presses or whatever. Guys never noticed that one, did you? Yeah, that won't get brought up in a video at some point, because I don't see anybody talk about that one. How long will the stream take? I don't know. How long does a stream take normally, chat? Normally stream is a couple hours long. We might go till 6, you know. We're just kind of chilling today, so it's my birthday and I got some work to do, so I may not go for the full 2 hours, but as far as best Sonic moment goes, probably Shadow using Chaos Control that kicks over in the back of the head. That one's probably the best. Yeah, I don't know that the issue is, Mr. Cat, is that they never do like any sort of like they never do anything that will like keep continuity between the games, you know. There's never any like change that Sonic makes to his attire or to like, you know, anything about his character that carries over to the next game. Externally, at least. Silver used to be my favorite Sonic character. He's now probably top 5. Mostly because other characters have since gotten development that have pushed them past, and Silver has not been utilized basically at all. If you have any favorite Sonic games, you should know they aren't the greatest, but it has your heart. I actually really love Sonic R. Sonic R is fun as fuck, and I played a shit ton of it as a kid. Same for CD. CD is properly rated, I would say. You know, a lot of people think CD is great, and it is great. Sonic the Fighter's another one. The Gems collection, if you will. Sonic the Fighter, Sonic R. I actually really like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Thanks, Todaro. Totoro? Something like that. Team Sonic Racing. That one's a good one. Heroes. Heroes gets a lot of shit, but I really like Heroes. For Sonic, Ryan Drummond, Roger Craig Smith, or Jaleel White. Ryan Drummond, for sure. I love Roger Craig Smith, but nothing will top Ryan Drummond's performances for me. Just classic. Jaleel White's fun, though. Jaleel White's performances are fun, though. I generally prefer the Adventure and Heroes cast for all of the characters that had voices from them. For most others, I prefer. I actually don't mind Heroes Tails voice actor. A lot of people hate Tails in that game. I don't mind him. But honestly, for Tails, probably Colleen O'Shaughnessy is probably the best. I just don't love Tails' characterization in the modern games. Thanks, Kevriel. It's been I went from 2,000 to 10,000 in a month. And I'm just now slowing down. It's just now starting to teeter off. So I'm happy that we were able to hit the 10K. We're teetering off. I love Blaze. Blaze is probably top 3 favorite Sonic characters. Generally, she's always top 5. Depending on what day of the week you ask me, she might be my favorite. Blaze is fucking awesome. Mega Collection was, technically speaking, among my first Sonic games. My first Sonic game was Sonic 1 for the Genesis. Here's a cool thing. I don't think I've showed you guys this. Here's my cart. Here's my original cartridge. I've owned this piece of plastic and circuit boards for like 23 years. Something like that. I've also got Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and Sonic Spinball up on that shelf. I've watched a little bit of Sonic Boom. I've not watched most of it. I also need to watch the last season of Sonic Prime. But I had a big chunk of it spoiled for me, so. Sonic the Hedgehog Stew, I have not seen that. I've played the Game Gear games. I prefer to emulate the Master System versions. Whenever I can. Tails Adventure. Tails Adventure, probably the most underrated Sonic game. Tails Adventure is actually hella fun. Just don't go in expecting a Sonic game and you'll think it's fucking sick. It's also the proper canon sets it after Sonic 2. I think the intention is that it's not supposed to be a prequel, but I like to think of it as a prequel to Sonic 2. And have it be Tails' first canonical appearance. I think it's pretty cool. Timeline is lost on Sega, Wizard. Don't worry about it. There is no timeline. The Sonic timeline is more fucked than the Zelda one. I don't think I've heard of Charles Hamilton. That's interesting, though. Yeah, I like Sonic Prime so far. But people said they didn't like the people on Twitter spoiled the last season and said they didn't like it. So I was like, ugh. I haven't had the motivation to watch it. Hot take on Knuckles characterization. Jesus Christ. I'm getting interrogated on all my fucking Sonic hot takes today. Love his characterization in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Characterization in Adventure 2, Heroes is peak, I'd say. Frontiers is a pretty solid return to that, I'd say. His characterization in Boom is goddamn character assassination. I hate it. I hate it. That Knuckles is an incredibly unique and an interesting character, and they were like, okay, let's take this incredibly unique and interesting character and just make him, big dumb brute stereotype. Nothing original about his character in Boom whatsoever. I don't think that necessarily makes the timeline inherently bad. Haya, because you could say the same thing about just about every franchise that was You know, you could say the same thing about Super Smash Brothers, really. Like, well, I guess not timeline wise necessarily, but honestly, you could say the same thing about Zelda. Like, you know, Twilight Princess was made to appeal to an entirely different market than Wind Waker, and so they were like, let's also make it an entirely different fucking timeline as Wind Waker. But there's no inherent reason that every single Sonic has to be disconnected from what came before. Like, Adventure was like made to be a soft reboot, and so they gave Tails kind of an origin story. They gave Amy kind of flashbacks. They gave Knuckles flashback. Like a lot of characters had flashbacks to their origin story in some form or fashion. So that it could stand alone as a little bit of a reboot. But Sonic Adventure doesn't necessarily contradict anything that anything that came before it. And so it really kind of builds on those characters in an interesting way that brings them into the new, that new era. And then Sonic Adventure 2 works as a good follow-up to Sonic Adventure 1. And honestly, Heroes isn't a terrible follow-up to Adventure 2 story-wise. And really, even Shadow the Hedgehog up to 06 kind of is a pretty solid, like, coherent narrative. And so you really can, like, Sonic 06 to Sonic 1 are completely different fucking games. But you can generally draw a line between Sonic 1 to Sonic 2, Sonic 2 to Sonic 3, all the way until you get to Shadow 06. After 06, that's where it kind of goes off the rails. That's where they stopped having any sort of like continuity, or like even like really reference to continuity, up until Frontiers, where now it's like, hey, we're gonna make everything canon. Like, I've played Majora's Mask a few times. I've attempted to beat Majora's Mask 3 times. I always fall off somewhere after beating Snowhead and before beating Great Bay Temple. I'll beat Snowhead, and then twice I fell off before I got to Great Bay, and then I got to Great Bay once, and I stopped at Great Bay. And I just keep bouncing off Majora's Mask. I don't know why. I love Lake Febrd's games. All of the after, before the sequels, all those are great. I don't think I've played any by Stardrop. And then Noah in Copeland, I haven't played those either. But I do follow him on Twitter, and I follow those, like Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit and stuff. But there's a lot of Sonic fan games that I've been saving for playing them on stream one day, or playing them for a YouTube video one day. So SRB2 is my favorite, though. SRB2 is my all-time favorite Sonic fan game, and it's probably in my top 3 Sonic games, and might be my favorite 3D Sonic game. SRB2 is fan fucking tastic. Favorite Doom mod, yes. You ever played Defunct? It's a running game based on gravity advantage and momentum. I've not. Thanks, John. Good to see you, brother. I have heard of Sonic Overture, yes. People have been telling me to play the demo. Yeah, Sonic fan game related content. Um, is kind of my favorite. Sonic fan game related content is some of the stuff that's on my list of stuff to do. When I'm in need of video ideas. But I don't know. Maybe this week is a week to not do a Sonic video. Maybe I should only make. Maybe I should do every 1 out of 3 videos should be a non-Sonic related video. Then the question is then like, what do I do? Mario and Sonic at the Olympic, the original Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games from like 2008, was my favorite of that series. I also played at the Olympic Winter Games, which was the follow-up to that one. Those two are the best, I think. But I haven't played the London or any of the ones that have come after. Crash Team Racing. I actually prefer Crash Tag Team Racing on PSP. That game's underrated. Want to see Sonic in his life jacket go toe-to-toe with Michael Phelps? What I liked about that game is that characters had strengths and weaknesses. Like you didn't want to choose Sonic for the swimming events because Sonic was terrible at swimming. But of course, for the running events, it was like Sonic, Shadow, Metal Sonic, like are your go-tos, you know? But then like for triple jump, you want Mario. Like I like that all the characters had kind of their strengths and weaknesses. I have a video on Spyro on my channel. Not very many people have seen it. Spyro is one of my favorite all-time. I mean, we've had Spyro music playing during this stream, homie. Spyro is one of my all-time favorites. I would say Year of the Dragon is one of my at least top 10 favorite games. I have never speedrun Spyro necessarily. Great to see you as well. Here we go, show. Thanks for the birthday wish. Yeah, I've got to take a look at Spark the Electric Jester at some point as well. Yeah. Honestly, those fan games are what I'm going to be probably reaching into when I run out of the mainline classic Sonic games. For these philosophical videos. Be a great way to showcase some fan projects. SRB2 especially. I want to go in. I want to eventually 100% Sonic SRB2. SRB2 has like 200 emblems to get, and I want to one day get them all. The problem is that there are some that are just so fucking balls hard. I 100% fucking believe that theory. Like that theory is headcanon to me. Hiya. The idea that Gerald found the portrait of the thing of perfect chaos and tried to create and use that as the inspiration for the BioLizard, and then in turn eventually found the mural in Hidden Palace that has a giant Eggman and Shadow, or sorry, not a giant Eggman and Supersonic. And he creates Shadow from the idea of Supersonic. From the mural of Supersonic. I don't know. I literally don't know how else they're going to. I feel like the movie is going to go with that. Like, I feel like the movie is going to have that be part of the plot, because I don't know how else they're going to explain how Shadow exists in the movie. I agree, Prism. The artificial chaos are evidence to suggest it. Replace Sonic mods in Minecraft. I don't know that I've ever played Sonic mods. I did play Sonic Adventure maps back in the day. I also created my own. I used to help run a Minecraft server. Well, number one, I did run a Minecraft server at some point for kind of my stream, my little stream community. But I also helped run a Minecraft server in high school, and we created like our own little mini games. And one of the mini games I created was essentially a race mini game, like race obstacle course type mini game. And the idea was you would race, but at the beginning of the race you would get essentially like permanent speed 4 and jump boost 4, whatever the buff is in Minecraft. And then I made a Sonic themed, it was like Green Hill Zone themed obstacle course for it. Spent a lot of time making that obstacle course and placing the individual wool blocks to make the checker pattern for Green Hill Zone. But I actually don't know that we ever actually made that into a proper minigame. But oh well. Somebody had a Twitter account. I don't even remember the name of the Twitter account, but it was like the Twitter account's name was like Project and like a code, and the profile picture was like some Minecraft screenshot of like a sign or something, and they were like, it was some person from the community like working anonymously to like build this like fucking ARG within our server's goddamn Minecraft, within our Minecraft server. Never figured it out. The person never came clean. I even kind of like had my suspicions of like who it is, and I like was like, hey, this is you, right? And they were like, no, that's not me. I don't know what this is. And they still now, like years later, like more than a year later, have not like come out and said, yeah, it was me. Like, still have no idea who that was. Or what was up with that, or even what the ARG was. Nobody ever really like figured it out. Really, David? You have to share your findings with me. This might be the best Sonic song. That's not a vocal track. This and Hang Castle Inverted. Honestly, the Sonic Heroes soundtrack in general is just Sonic Heroes might have the best soundtrack of any Sonic game. Straight up. At least any non-classic Sonic game. Okay, but consider Don't Stop Me Now has been a Sonic property and is therefore by default the best Sonic song. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. That ad was hype as fuck. when it came out. What the fuck? Okay, now I feel like it might be D-Rock. What the fuck? Well, you know, person's here. There it is, the architect. All we had to do was talk about it. Who the fuck is the architect? Who is it? Why are you lurking here? Always. Motherfucker's like, always watching Wazowski. Complete soundtrack. This track is called Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty Complete Soundtrack 102 Sons of Liberty main titles. But for some reason it just comes up as complete soundtrack. Strange. Prism, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know what you're on. That I've never heard. God damn, it's getting hot in here. It's crazy because I can like record, I can video edit, do whatever. This room does not get hot. Okay. I can even turn all of my stream lights on. The room does not get like particularly hot. But if I turn all my lights on and stream at the same time, for some reason it gets to be 1,000 degrees in this fucking room. No idea why. Yeah, I haven't heard that one, Prism. Now there was somebody made a theory the other day that all of the timelines in Shadow the Hedgehog are canon, and that theory video was pretty dope. That one was pretty sick. But anyways, thinking I'm gonna go ahead and get working on. It's getting so damn hot in here. I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and call it a stream. Move to working on the video again. You guys have helped me kind of come up with some ideas, but thank you guys for coming to the birthday stream. Any last questions before we head out? Thanks, KBM. Can't believe we got an architect jump scare. They're still around. Wherever the fuck they are. What if it's David? What is David trying to throw us off the scent? I will, KBM. I will. I'll be keeping it up. Appreciate it, Wizard. Sonic Hystia music? All right, I will. I just made that reference yesterday, Haya. And of course my girlfriend didn't get it. But anyways, all right, guys. Thank you guys for coming to the birthday stream. If you haven't already, you can check out neontherocks.com. For some reason, I'm logged in as the Neatwork on this one, but I post that as the creator. There we go. You can visit neontherocks.com. There you can send me, you can send in whatever you like for my birthday if you'd like to. There's also the memberships and some cool stuff for you guys to check out there. If you'd like to support the content, that's the best way to do so. I'll be back on sometime soon, and we'll do another cool stream and all that. And we will also be back with another video pretty soon. So hopefully sometime this week. So thank you guys for coming out. Thanks for wishing me a happy birthday. Here's to 20 something more or something like that. I love you. Mwah.